Now, in our previous lesson, we talked about some pretty common scholarship questions that are asked, but sometimes they give you a little bit of leeway and they want you to write about whatever. Or they give you a pretty broad topic and you could take so many different directions, but you're not really sure how to start the essay in the first place. Don't worry. We're going to get to the bottom of that in this lesson right now. So regardless of what you write, always find a way to appeal to donor values. I guarantee you this is what differentiates winning scholarship applications from others. Every single scholarship application that has awarded me with some type of money, I have appealed to donor values. This is something so easy that a lot of people don't end up doing, and that's why a lot of people don't have success. Appealing to donor values is so important because it shows that you are not only just applying to this scholarship for the opportunity to get money, but you also take the time to research who was offering the scholarship in the first place. This allows the donors to feel special and like you care about them beyond the transactional nature of just applying to a scholarship and then getting the money back. You can find the donor values on their website and don't repeat them verbatim. One, because that's plagiarism, and two, because that's super obvious. You want this to be more of a subconscious thing. So how can you make it a more of a subconscious thing so that they don't even realize that you're appealing to their values, but naturally they're going to gravitate more towards your essay because you are appealing to their values? The best way to do this is to infuse the values into the narrative that you're creating. If they say they value being bold, then make sure that the example that you use and the story that you use shows that you're a risk taker. You want to make sure that you're using adjectives in your storytelling that really accentuates this bold part of your identity. It's important to note that nothing is off limits for when you're writing a scholarship essay. If they give you an open-ended prompt, you could literally take any direction with it. And even if they don't give you an open-ended prompt and they ask you to write about a specific thing, it doesn't mean you have to write the scholarship essay like this is English class, because it's not. You can get creative, you can infuse humor, you can be a little bit colloquial, you can show your personality. Writing a scholarship essay should not be a drag. It should be fun. It should be a way for you to give them insight into who you are. And the more personality and spunk that you put into your essay, the more memorable your essay will be, and the more they'll be like, you know what, this may not have been the best well-written essay, but it certainly stuck out in my mind. After reading thousands of applications, this was funny, this was a breath of fresh air, and this makes me want to meet this person. The best essays write about something seemingly inconsequential in a really interesting way. It doesn't have to be a mind-blowing trip or discovering a complex molecule in a lab. It can literally be about your love for stargazing or eating pizza, or even lessons you've learned while babysitting your sibling. You want to choose a topic that's authentic to you and the experiences that you've actually had, because these will be easier to write about. You don't want to force yourself to write about something that you really don't care about just because you think that's what the donors want to read. When you have a fun time writing the paper, it's more enjoyable for you to get through. You're less likely to procrastinate. It's more enjoyable for the donor to read themselves too. Readers can sense when a topic is forced or being sensationalized, and you don't want to be put into that category. Just write from your heart. Oftentimes, the first topic that comes into your mind when you read a scholarship prompt is probably going to be your best one. So don't be afraid to do a big brain dump and just have the scholarship prompt in the middle of the paper, and then just write about different experiences that you've had that could really align with that. And then choose the experience that you feel the most visceral connection to. Like, what does your body respond to? Which one elicits the most vivid memories in your mind? That is what you should write the scholarship essay about. Furthermore, this goes back to our earlier points about the scholarship search in general. You want to make sure that you're applying for scholarships that fit you. If you have never written a philosophical essay and you don't really care for philosophy, I would not encourage you to apply for an essay which requires you to engage in a really big philosophical debate and write a 2,000-word paper. That's just not for you. Every single scholarship is not for you, and that's completely okay. You want to make yourself seem like a real person, not just a robot who's trying so hard to show and express all of their different achievements. You can be lighthearted, be personable, be you. You don't have to write in an overtly formal manner, and you want to make sure that regardless of what the topic is, you're being reflective. This is imperative. You need to understand who you are, or at least come across that you know who you are and you're self-aware. Here are some questions that I'm going to leave you with so that you can have some topics to go off of whenever you have a scholarship essay, because whatever answers you have to this are probably going to be really easy to write about. So you could just flesh out a couple essays for these and then refer to them consistently whenever you want to apply to a scholarship. So the first one is, what are your 3 top concerns for the world? Number 2, how would the 5 people who know you the best describe you? However you answer this question, you want to make sure that you're kind of incorporating this into your essay that asks about you. How would 5 people who just met you describe you? Why do you think those similarities and differences exist between these different lists? List 5 specific accomplishments / experiences that you really cherish in this life. Why do you cherish them? What 3 attributes and characteristics are you most proud of yourself for? What are some things that you could change or really improve on? And lastly, list out 3 times where you felt the most alive in your life. What were you doing? Who were you with? What point of your life were you in? How do you reflect on that same situation differently now? So overall, scholarships do tend to ask a lot of the same questions, and there is no set topic that will guarantee you or incredibly increase your chances of winning a scholarship. It's not necessarily about what you write, it's about how you write it. You want to make sure that you're showing you're reflective, self-aware, and have a propensity for growth. And by thinking about these questions as you do your brainstorm, you can definitely portray that in your essays.